YouTube. With a bit of luck. Hello everyone. Hello. Hopefully everything is set up. Oh, it's a bit of a setup to do at the beginning, and I should just put myself on Do Not Disturb on Steam. Hopefully we don't get anyone. Thank you for being there. And I think we will probably just get ready to go. It seems like too many people are here at the moment, but that's fine. Oh, hello Rocky Road. How are you doing today? Please tell me if the volume is too loud, just because the opening is very loud. So, fingers crossed. I'm glad to hear. And we'll start a new game. I've got a very long opening cinematic, but a very important one. Yeah, it's probably this piece of music will be the real test. I had to watch this to get to the settings, and it was very loud. But as you can see, the art the art already is incredible. I hope that it comes across well. Hello to the people joining. If you want a bit more of an artistic analysis, this is symbolizing the death of her mother, unfortunately. Hi Gabble folks, hi Applesauce, hope you're doing well. It's a very short and simple cinematic. If I remember rightly, there is no actual voice acting in this game, it's all kind of singing and symbolism in the art. Because I did play this a bit. I never actually finished this game, but I played it back in December of 2019. Because I think it came out in 2018. But for sure, some amazing music, and it was actually me thinking about what songs that I could put into my videos that made me come across this again and play it, especially since I never finished it. And again, the art there is just basically falling into grief, despair after losing her mother. And up we get. To start moving forward at some point. Oh really? That's interesting. I think it is a really good game to take credit for, like to do a lecture on. I think there's a lot to it in terms of its kind of storytelling is way more artistic than it is literary. It's not obviously not really based on the writing as such, as well as it being very much art. Oh yeah, if I try to jump, I just fall over. Which is very much how it feels after a loss. It can feel very overwhelming and heavy. But you have to start somewhere. So a fun fact about this game, because for those who don't know, I speak French as well. And so obviously the word for grey in French is gris. So I've always pronounced this game Gris, But it was only in doing the description for this game that I figured out that it's actually a Spanish game. And so it's actually pronounced, I think it's Gris. So you're meant to pronounce the S, whereas in French you don't. So I've been pronouncing this game wrong for the past like 7 years. Because a lot of game devs, obviously Ubisoft is it's a French game company. There's a lot of big French games companies. Like I think the developer behind Split Fiction, It Takes Two is also French. I think there's a lot of French teams that you kind of immediately go to French rather than Spanish. At least in my case. But no, this is a Spanish game. When do we hit 10k? I'm unsure. Well, we recently hit 4k, which I'm blown away by in a sense of how everything's taken off. It's obviously not as quick it was originally. After a couple of my videos, it's kind of, as number gets bigger, the proportion that the number gets bigger gets smaller. Even if I'm still gaining the same amount of subs each day, it doesn't feel like it. So it's a bit hard to judge. You could probably look on Social Blade to see when they predict that I reach 10 subs. 10k subs. Apologies, my voice is tea is not doing its job. No, I want to go back the other way. There was something. Sign up the top as well. Thank you. I was kind of playing with the idea of when I was doing my makeup before stream. I was kind of thinking of trying to theme it towards each game. Like, I don't know how I would have done that for like a game like Unpacking, but I think that could be fun because I don't actually, and also hi Charlie and hi Memberberry, because I don't actually spend a huge amount of time like practicing or doing makeup. I'm very lazy in doing. Oh, I thought that was something I could jump on. I kind of do the same look most every day. Sometimes I don't do my eyeliner, but I thought it might be interesting both for me and maybe for other people if I like themed my makeup a little bit, and maybe like almost did. If I could find a way to like film my makeup, me doing my makeup, then I would love to also probably make shorts of it. Hi, Zombie Giant Sponge, and hi, Rocky Road. It's a skill you have to learn. I think sometimes you can get a bit bogged down in looking at looking at tutorials on YouTube and feel like it's so overwhelming. And sometimes you just need to just slap on a bit of makeup without thinking about it and see how it goes. Okay. Oh, congratulations on moving. It's a big thing. And your final, and congratulations on getting into your final year of into college. What are you studying, if you don't mind? the art is so beautiful in this game. You're so right with the animations being so clean. Even just like all the movements of the dress, and like even there, the animation on just the color appearing is just perfect. But yeah, very obvious symbolism is at the beginning of Grief, you kind of lose all color of the world, and you're trying to put back color into it as you slowly come to terms with it. Oh, I missed one of the things. Once again, we're not going for a completionist run, just because I think that would drive both me and the audience insane. Uh, oh, okay, classics, yeah. I had a few friends who studied classics. I think they quite a bit of Greek that I think they did. Um, I remember stumbling on one of them doing like Duolingo for Greek and like ancient Greek or something. You see, there's a difference between old-timey language and new-timey language. Um, I miss the days when English was written in runes. Um, and speak some French. Um, I can. It was embarrassing being put on the spot. Hi, Messange. Hope you're doing well. Mais oui. Donc, si je veux que je parle français, ben, je peux parler français, mais ça sonne un petit peu différent. Genre, de ce que vous êtes peut-être habitué, parce que j'habite à Québec. Fait que j'ai quand même un accent qui est québécois. Bien sûr que je garde un petit peu de mon accent anglais aussi, mais ouais, je fais des efforts pour rendre mon accent plus québécois aussi. Fait qu'il y a des différences de prononciation. Et aussi des mots que j'utilise. So once again, the soundtrack going so hard. I haven't yet used a song from this game in any of my videos, but I will. Like, looking back, I think it would have so suited quite a few of my videos. I just hadn't thought of it at that time. Thank you. Mm. I think this is kind of the picture that I used for the thumbnail. Well, it's literally up here. This is the picture I used in the thumbnail. I wanted to use this logo, but it was like too illegible, so I used one of the ones that was a bit darker, had a bit more of a bolder outline. Whee! I think it's also as the further this game goes on, the more beautiful the art gets as well. Yeah, everything about this game is just soundtrack, the art, and I think especially the time when I originally played this and this came out, my ex at the time did a lot of watercolor. She was an artist, and so having her comment on this was also wonderful. Ah. I don't want to be blown away. And I love all the little creatures. Mobius, I don't think I know that game. What kind of game is it? Okay. I'd have to look I'd have to look him up. So last stream, actually on the yes, that's a good point. I think another reason why I spoke about, well, I titled this a bit of the grief, despite the game being about grief itself. I think it does kind of a lot of coming to terms with being trans is grief, whether that's unfortunately through the more difficult side of perhaps losing contact with family members or friends, kind of grieving that loss. But it's also you kind of go a long time, depending on how old you are when you come out. You have to grieve a life that you thought you'd have. And so that's one of the things that I spoke to a friend about recently, in terms of although I'm way happier with the idea of becoming a mother, I in some ways grieve the fact that I won't be a father, in terms of taking on that like a fatherly role, just because of personal things that happened with me, but also just because that's what I built myself up to be. I built myself up to be a good dad. Like, I wanted to be a good dad for so long, and now it's like, oh yeah, that's not what it's going to be anymore. And even though, as I say, I'm way happier this way, it's still something that is on my mind sometimes, especially as things that I've been planning recently have made me have to think of when I think about starting a family. I do intend to have biological children, and so I had my stuff preserved before I started HRT. They are currently in the UK, which I joke about is because obviously I'm not in England anymore, that I abandoned my children before they were even born. But no, they're just waiting for the right time. God knows when that will be, but hopefully within the next kind of decade, I'd imagine. I'd have to sort out how to get that transported, which is a fun thing to think about. Marion Perry. Jim, I'm way less like knowledgeable on. Can I? How do I get that? Oh wait. Oh, it's an ability later you can smash down, if I remember. You can ground pound and probably break the stuff above it. But I hope that answers your question a bit, Member Cherry. I went a bit off topic there. If you're interested, I'm drinking some Tai Chi. I think, yeah, I think it can be difficult to. We're our own worst critics, and I think it can be, especially on, well, if you go back to the video of self-esteem, if you have low self-esteem, then it's hard to kind of give yourself the patience and respect that you deserve to yourself that you would give to others. So I think if you can, because your life does matter, but if you can, try and take a step back and just treat yourself as if you were a friend. If you're one of your friends, and you know, what would a friend say if you were saying those things to yourself as well? I think that can sometimes help. And if you can, try and if you can get access to a mental health professional who would be supportive, then I'd go for that. Exactly. Xander is exactly right. Um, that's understandable. I think if Rocky Road somewhere sounds like it could be on the asexual or even aromantic spectrum, that when it's something that is not talked about much at all, and there aren't really any examples in media or any real representation, then it can be hard to understand your experiences when you don't hear about them. That you can be a sexual person and still not want kids. My brother, in fact, doesn't want any kids, which does upset me a little because I really would love to be a cool auntie. You know, I don't know if I should go down or to the right. It's one of those moments in a video game where you're like, I don't know which way is the progression. Like, I feel this feels obviously the way to go, so we'll go to the right. That feels way more like it's gonna block me off from coming back. And yeah, I'll also save her name as well. Um, I'm not very good with names, like for anything. Even like actors, actresses, and other bits and pieces. What? Maybe I don't understand where I'm not meant to go. I'm going down. Yes, I am one of those people that wants to go everywhere and gets frustrated when there's probably a chance you won't be able to backtrack. But we're going down. We're plummeting into the pits of our grief. Chances are the collectible was just like a tiny bit to the right or something. We're facing our deepest and darkest demons right here. Even our own shadow. Hee. Oh. I mean, there are still types of partnerships that asexual people and even aromantic people do have. Obviously, really close friends or things like that can kind of fill that void that you may feel. Or I've found it way more important recently to just have friends rather than a romantic partner. Because necessarily those relationships are different, and at least for my own well-being, I found that the idea of someone just wanting to spend time with me as a friend has been more fulfilling than someone wanting to be with me romantically. Um, but yeah. That's understandable. I mean, there are plenty of there are plenty of children who need kind of homes out there. It's your own personal choice, and I don't think there is a right or wrong answer. Because as long as you feel prepared to deal with oh, do I do it? I think as long as you're prepared to have a child, if you're ready to be a parent, then that's what matters most, I think. not sure where I need to go. Oh, right. I jumped over it. So beautiful. Alright, I remember. Hi, Fox Girl and her blowhigh. What a great name, actually. Don't worry, I've guessed that there's something over here. Who knows what's going to be up here, but I'm ready. Oh, it's up the top, I see. You don't. I think those are kind of... Those are like... Oh no. Those are essentially patriarchal and homophobic views. Like, you're no less of a woman because you marry a woman. I don't think anyone would think that of a cis lesbian or a cis bisexual person in a sapphic relationship. Gotta kind of deconstruct those views inside of yourself. As I mentioned, I think, I can't remember in which video it was, but I mentioned how I kind of felt like people would judge me for being with my girlfriend in public, and it's kind of realizing that that's more of me projecting my own inner kind of homophobia, like internalized homophobia that I grew up with, rather than what is actually real. And genuinely, I think you're probably more appealing as a partner if you're actually presenting as yourself, confident in who you are, and happy with who you are, rather than pretending to be something you're not. Whee! Destruction is fun. And I think it is important to remember, like, social media skews it, that a lot of the people who are popular or become public figures are the ones who are conventionally attractive. And you forget that in the real world, humans are very diverse, and even cis people struggle with their appearances and things like that. Everyone has to learn to deal with insecurities. And just because you don't see yourself as a perfect 10 out of 10 doesn't mean that someone else might. As well as you don't have to be the world's prettiest person to be happy. How does one? Yeah, that is transphobia. If people say, if you identify as a woman and someone is telling you that you are not a lesbian because you're a woman, you're with a woman, like, you're a lesbian. If that's what you choose, which label you choose to use. Oh no. Let me down. And And yeah, I think confident people are generally attractive just because they're happy in who they are. Oh, I see what I have to do, I think. How do I do this, actually? Would this rise slow enough for me to get up? There's probably something obvious I'm missing right here, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Okay, what's that? Whee. Oh, that was just a bonusing. But that's them being transphobic. If they say that they won't date a trans woman because they're gay, that is just transphobia. They're not gay. That's just straight up transphobia. And you don't want to be with them anyway. But there are nice guys out there. There are good guys out there. And there are plenty who see trans women as women, who are just reasonable human beings. Can sometimes be a bit harder to find as toxic masculinity, but they are out there. And obviously there are also trans mas guys who I don't think I've met a trans mas guy who has not been one of the loveliest people on earth. Obviously that's anecdotal, there are still probably some terrible trans mas out there, as there are some terrible trans fans, but just anecdotally. If you can, try and find some local organizations. I don't know if you're at school or at university/college. If you can find a an organization, a society, or like LGBTQ plus society or things like that, it can be really helpful just to meet trans people in real life sometimes. And also realize they're just humans. Sometimes they can be flawed. Do I need to go back down? Or I think I need to just go back down. Do your best to have a look, and I think it can also help sometimes. I don't know what country you're in, but there are places like the Trans Lifeline and things like that where you can just talk to a trans person and talk about your worries and things. That's why it exists. I think a lot of people have the idea that to call a hotline you need to be in some sort of very, very big crisis, but they're there to talk about a lot of things. They're here to help people, and if you feel like you need help, then don't be afraid to call. They're never gonna really turn you away. It's why they exist. It can definitely be hard to find some organizations, and sometimes things don't work out. Yeah, then it's a perfect moment to call a hotline or something. I've definitely called a few in my day. Oh yeah, there's I can go there. That's... I'm sorry. Now I've got to do all that again. But yeah, just getting meeting people. I mean, in some ways, if that's what's best for you, then that's what's best for you. Unfortunately, sometimes you do have to face difficult times. But in general, they don't know where you live. They can't really send an ambulance. They can suggest going to a hospital or doing it, but they can't. Unless you are really a danger to yourself, then they can't force you to do it. Danger to yourself or others, they can't really do anything. Hello, is that is that Maya? How you pronounce that? I hope you're doing well. I forget how long it. Well, I don't know. I can't remember how long each of these stages are. As I say, it's been many years, 6 years since I last played this. I never even finished it. Oh, emotional moment. More colours. So I think passing is a difficult subject to approach, and it's also more complex than people make it out to be, because essentially everyone has their own idea of what a man or a woman should look like. And this is why you get people who accuse cis people of being trans, is because a lot of cis people don't fall into what someone imagines that a cis person, a man or woman, should look like. In general, the more things that you have, like the more things that fit into their kind of idea of masculinity or femininity will help you pass, but someone that you think could pass in 100% of cases, you'll find someone that doesn't fit with their idea of gender. Oh god, yes. No, cis people don't pay attention to half of those things. They don't really know about it unless they're an actual freak. You are your own worst critic. A trans person is more likely to clock you than a cis person is, because we can get a bit obsessed about it, and it's not good for us. We can end up a lot in our own little echo chambers of not realizing how diverse women are. And I think because toxic beauty standards exist for all, and they're especially there for women. And as we weren't brought up as a woman, we weren't taught and didn't learn how to deal with unrealistic beauty standards as well as AFAB people were. So not only does our insecurities get kind of amplified by dysphoria, we're also less well equipped to deal with unrealistic beauty standards. It's very often when we have our idea of what passing is, we're thinking of, usually a rich coming from me, usually thinking of a skinny white blonde girl who's, yes, that's just what we've been brought up as pretty, and the only thing that's valid. But go out there, try and integrate more into like women's spaces, and realize that there are women with broad shoulders, there are women with strong jawlines. In fact, strong jawlines, strong cheekbones are sought after in kind of beauty. It is just because we see them as a masculine feature that some people kind of think it can give gender dysphoria. And so going out there looking in even like just women's fashion things, seeing what they're talking about, saying that women come in all shapes, sizes is really helpful to kind of deconstruct that beauty standard and kind of realize that you don't have to be a flawless 10 out of 10 supermodel. Little forest creature. Yeah. But yeah, what Xander says, most people don't try and think about what you do when you look at someone and assume their gender. You don't really think that much. Yeah. As Ephesus says, I think it can be difficult, and obviously if FFS is something that you want, that's perfectly valid. Cis women also get cosmetic surgeries to feel better with themselves, as do cis men. But it's important that you decide what's going to make you happy and the reasons that you're doing it. And please don't swallow me whole. Also, the animations on these things are so wonderful. Did I need to go up the top? No, I can't remember. Be transparent. I would like someone in the future to have a breast augmentation, but it's not because like I feel any less a woman because small breasts. It's just that I feel like I would feel happier with larger ones. Just the clothes that I could wear, or would feel more comfortable wearing, I should say. I can still wear them. It's more to do with my own comfort than what people expect or what I feel I should have, in a sense. I hope that makes sense. Ah, no, I realise where I need to go now. There we go. Bye, Rockiro. Hope you have a good day or night. Oh, for sure, boobs can get in the way, and they can also cause back. They can also, well, they weigh, they weigh, so they can cause back problems as well if too big. I know I know some women who are looking at breast reductions just because they don't like the way they look and they're too heavy. And exactly what Applesauce says, you definitely should think about what makes you happy with your body rather than what makes society happy. And it can be really tough to work that out. Little friend. But yeah, this area I think is probably my favorite one, even if it is just because of this little guy as well. A good little friend. That's true actually. Give me a second. I think it's this one. Textile. How is that saved automatically? I can't remember. Does that change it? Is that any better? Maybe the outline isn't great. Maybe I'll just I'll just remove the outline quickly. Does that work with it just being black? I have to exit for it to save. Let me know. Little friend. but it's my font that I use. I can't change the font. It's quite high up where the background gets. I just wanted to make the background something. Tell you what. Okay, let's go me inside. That might be too big. I have no idea what that's gonna look like. That's maybe a little too big. You know, I spent ages perfecting this once upon a time. That's a terrible font as well. It's just a funny, mean font. Yeah, I can. I'm fortunate about the background because I really like the background. Oh, that white does the outline does not work at all, does it? Decrease the opacity of the background. I don't know. Wait, can I? Properties. I can't remember if I can. Blending mode. Clear. I think the only thing I can. Translucent. That's true. Can I actually add a background onto the Mrs. Style. I don't think I can add a background. Not directly. But what I can do is... Damn, the font is so large now. I think you would be a good idea, Static. God, there's so much going on the other thing. What can I just add? Oh, for goodness sake. What did I add as this? Give me a second. Okay, it's just that. Yeah, because otherwise I can kind of just go, oh, it's just pure black. Give me a second. I will find something very quickly. That's maybe a little less contrasty. Oh, why is it pain and suffering? Because I don't think that will... I've got to quickly just convert an image, and then we should be good. We'll see how this works. Background. This one. How's that? Once I've done that, there we go. How is that? Yeah, WebP to PNG. Well, JPEG. We just hope that that isn't copyright. You know, it's a free wallpaper that I just found. So, fingers crossed we're good. Okay, I've got messages to catch up on now. Okay. Yep, zero depth FRS, but not sure songs you really need. That's, yeah, I think it can definitely be nice not to worry about that. I was a bit torn between zero depth and then full depth, but a lot of... I don't want my current downstairs, but when I think about what's actually going to bring me the most joy and most euphoria, it's actually the clothes that I'll be more easily or feel more comfortable wearing. Oh, I need the apple. Oh, there's an apple with the other side as well. And yeah, I studied programming, and yeah, I started. HRT doesn't make you a different person, but it can make you more comfortable in the things you want to do. Makes you more confident in yourself. So yeah, I originally studied physics, and then I studied programming, and now I want to do something else, but it's really because I've realized that I wasn't being myself beforehand. So it's not changing me, I'm not a different person, it's just I'm I'm expressing myself better. I'm showing the world who I actually am, rather than the mask that I put on. No, friend! Oh, okay, you needed to go down there. Cool. I think doing YouTube is something that I've always kind of wanted to give a go. What am I? Oh, okay. I haven't. I think this is, from what I remember, this is like the most beautiful part of the game, and this little guy is the best. But back to why I decided to become a YouTuber, I think it's just something that I've always wanted to do, in a sense. And I just thought that talking about my experiences and being able to help people, so that where did my guy? Wait, what? How did he get up there? Yeah, just so people don't have to go through what I did or struggle less is kind of my main motivation, I think. And I mean, attention is nice as well. I'm not going to deny that. Who are you? Yeah, yeah. It's been really impressive. I think the video of the self-esteem and kind of imposter syndrome really blew up. I think especially the imposter syndrome one was, I think that's at like 30 something thousand views now, which is just wild to me. And the other one is doing pretty well. So it's just yeah. It's been quite overwhelming. I've been really impressed, and I think one of the things that probably you'll find interesting is that I basically didn't really tell people about it. My friend, come back, I have an apple for you. Because I was kind of embarrassed about it. With kind of my background and the way that I kind of drilled into myself that everything that I do has to be for like some sort of purpose. Like capitalistic purpose, I'd almost say. I got an achievement for feeding him all the apples, by the way. That doing YouTube, I'm embarrassed about, as I feel like it was a waste of time. But it's been really difficult, and so I haven't really told. Well, I didn't really tell a lot of my friends. But yeah. So it's been coming to terms with a lot of things as well. There was mostly just embarrassment and worrying that it would never take off, that I never gave it a go. I'm very guilty of the not starting things because I don't think they're gonna work. so I never even try. But I've been getting much better at that as of late. This channel being an example of that. Just finally giving it a go. I want to get done. They make such cute noises. I love them. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you resonate though with them. I think everyone has their different approaches to trans content as a whole. And obviously different things would kind of resonate with different people, because just being trans doesn't mean that we're all exactly the same. We're just as diverse as cis people. We just happen to share some experiences. And I think some people can forget that we're not a monolith. And there are plenty of trans YouTubers that I just don't vibe with. Not that they're bad people or anything, or they're not doing good things. They're just... It's just not my kind of thing. And that's okay. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely missed the memo if we are meant to be a hive mind. Thank you, my friend. I think some of my videos probably will stray a bit more into the political, but not as indirect. I don't... I kind of thought about this for the last video, in terms of sometimes I think it's good in a way to learn how to debate transphobic talking points, but only in the context of debating yourself and deconstructing the internalized transphobia. I don't think it's ever really productive to debate transphobes online, but it can be useful to know how to dismantle some talking points, just so you can dismantle them for yourself. Yeah. Yeah, because and it's also a different how you like to deal with things. I quite like being in the know about the political climate in a sense. Let's see. So in some ways I feel like I'm helped by watching some political stuff, but it's not for everyone. I also occasionally do some bits and pieces of activist work in terms of why would I do such a thing. So I like to go to protests and things like that. It helps me feel like I'm doing something, but I know it's not for everyone. But yeah, I think as much as we talk about like right-wing echo chambers, I think sometimes you can end up in echo chambers that are just responding to that comment, that kind of rhetoric, and that's just as bad. I think sometimes it's morally better, don't get me wrong, but for your own mental health, being surrounded by hate is all the time is not good. Get out there. Hold A. Which... Oh wait, it's telling me to do it like here. What? I'm holding it. Oh, okay. I've got to repress it, I see. Yeah. I think I mentioned it in my imposter syndrome videos that is true. Manifestations sont pas tout. But yeah, sometimes there is a need to try and logically explain your transness, which I think can get into difficult territory, but different things work for different people. As long as you know that you don't have to, but if you can find a way to come to terms with it, then that's the important bit. I can glide. Whee. Yeah, I think the reacting to transphobe videos, I think they can have their place, but a lot of the time I don't think they serve the purpose that people think they do. And especially when most of your audience is kind of just trans anyway, it doesn't really help people empathize with us when the only people you're talking to are the people themselves. It's difficult, and I understand why it exists. I did something completely wrong there. What does one need to do? That. Okay. We all have our own ways of doing things. Something over here. Well, give me a second, I will read that message. It seemed really cute. Okay, I can't go in there. I'm just gonna make sure I can get somewhere where I can... Wetness, evil wetness. Oh yeah? Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad you had so much fun. The big step to go to your first kind of event and being out. That's wonderful. I'm really happy for you. Bye, Miss Ange. I wasn't paying. I wasn't watching. I thought it would just take me to where I needed to go. For sure. No, but I don't think that... So there's a difference between activism and YouTube videos responding to transphobia, okay? Is they both have their place, but they achieve different things. And, you know, a lot of the stuff is actually getting out there and doing things. making videos responding to transphobia to essentially only trans people who are going to see it, I don't think helps as much as people think it does. It helps equip people with the arguments they can use, but the difficulty is when you're in a minority group, people who are bigoted against you don't really listen to you. So that's why there's an important place for allies as well. Equally important, those allies don't take away our voices. They need to amplify them. It's a big topic in itself. Thank you for following. Yeah, exactly. But let's try and steer the conversation away from politics just because it's going to lead into the same thing that I'm talking about, that it serves just to get us riled up, but no actual progressive purpose other than essentially make ourselves angry. Use that anger to go out and make a difference rather than making other trans people angry. Mm. Uh-oh. It's being chased by burp time. Yeah, it's very important to find community and obviously solidarity, as we are always stronger together. Hello, burp. It's a friendly bird, really. It may be screaming, but it's just because it has a beak, and therefore it must shout. Whoop! See, it's helping us. It's a lovely bird. May seem scary at first. Just there to help us. Ignore the, like, tense music as well. See, it helps us get across this ledge as well. How polite of it, how kind. I think it's a lovely bird. I can't think of what it's kind of symbolizing. It's probably just that the anger that we can feel when grieving, you know, all the stages of grief. Oh no. Yeah, no. Bob, help me. Yay! No! Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, that is essentially what we want. No, I didn't jump in time. Forgive me, chap. Forgive me for my mistakes. Alright. Gotta time this better. There we go. Okay. Hope you have something nice and tasty. I'm not sure. I need to go out and buy food later, actually. I don't really have anything to cook at the moment. Unless I want a very filling dinner of grilled cheeses. Which I don't think is the most healthy. Or nutritious, for that matter. Sure. See, we fly together as friends now. Definitely. Oh, doesn't like the bells. The shading on this is slightly blinding, in a good way. I feel like probably I don't know if you can see it in like the color of my face on the camera or something. I always worry that the colors of the screens are gonna mess up like the colors of my face on the camera. Oh, Bub is back. What does one need to do here? That is the question. Oh, I see. Oh. B. Oh no, it did what I needed to do actually. Whee! I'm a big block. Oh yeah, because they hinted to us they didn't like big noises as we came up here. Game design that I'm just ignoring. The way it goes. And Bud could symbolize the character's mother. Um, I'm unsure. It might just be kind of a collection of just the negative emotions that we feel during grief, in general, kind of the setbacks we feel, or oh, the game is gorgeous. The art is spectacular. Rain. Oh, yeah. Another little section finished. I can't remember how many there are. But it's saying like this game just really focuses on the art itself, the sound design. And I think it's really wonderful. I don't think we don't get to see that much kind of watercolor in video games at all, or this style. Just 'cause it's so difficult to kind of make. I think it's just really expensive. But it'd be nice to see more. But for now, we have this game still. I wonder if it was done in a similar way as Cuphead, although I know that one used way more advanced techniques. I'm not quite sure how they decided to implement the art of this game. Do I need to be... Did I miss something? I feel like I missed something. I missed something. Yeah. I think What are the 5 stages of grief? It's denial. Why can I only? I know what they are. I can't remember what order they're in. Denial. I know there's anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So I'm under. I think this one goes with the like classical order, even though in real life they can kind of come in any order. But I can't remember what. Can't think of which one that might have been symbolizing. Whee! I fall down here. Okay, hopefully this. Okay, there was a. I didn't notice there was a tree down there that I'd land on. Oh, I had them in order. Excellent. Then so I think that last one was most likely. Here, I think it does it in order. See, I need to have more confidence in myself as well. It's just been so long since I kind of looked at that. Yes. Yes, the game starts with Gris is the name of the character, um, and the beginning of the game starts with her losing her mother. It's passing of her mother, and she loses the ability to sing. So throughout the game, she loses the ability to sing and the ability to see color. And so as you go through the game, you're putting color into the world and also refining your voice and emotions. Is the overarching theme of this game, and kind of the trials that you're going through are the difficulties that you face going through those steps. I think hopefully okay you don't see that. The achievements of this game are actually I don't know why I'm not getting them, but yeah, the achievements are actually explicitly it. So like when you finish the first stage, you get denial, second stage anger, third stage bargaining, fourth stage depression, fifth stage acceptance. And I think I was listening to the soundtrack recently, and someone mentioned that at the beginning of the game, there's kind of a song where they're singing together. Her and her mother. There's a song where you hear two voices, and at the end of the game, you hear a song where there's only one. So it's symbolizing that she's able to sing again after finding it. Who knows what I'm doing right now? I'm just running. Okay, never mind. I'm wasting your time. But yeah, it's been a long time since I originally played this. I'm wondering if you need to collect all of the mementos for it to really want you to do it. I'm pretty sure I meant to go up here, but I'm just not good enough. We'll go over here to see if there's something there. It doesn't. Yeah, yeah. I guess that is the. There's no way of avoiding tough times, and I mean it's always a harsh reality. What am I missing? This is my Cuphead moment. I'm sorry. I swear I meant to be going up there. Please no. I'm so doing something wrong, but I don't know what right now. Did I miss something over to the left? Was I meant to? I'll try this one more time and then I'll go somewhere else. Okay, I'm just bad at video games sometimes. You know, we got there in the end, that's what matters. Okay, please don't tell me that this is not the this is like not the way to go, is it? This is gonna put me back somewhere. Yep. I'm sorry. This is streamer brain in action. Okay. That was definitely where we needed to go. I assume there were just probably some birds that I was blind to. Because down the bottom right is the first level. Oh, I think we may have finished kind of 3 levels now. So we are into the depression. Which would make sense with the blue motif and the rain. Why is this so difficult? I feel like am I just jumping too early? This is why I had so much difficulty streaming for so long. I was afraid of this happening. So what? Or is this the next one? Am I not meant to be here? Was I meant to go to the right? Chat, it's... I think it's time for the walkthrough. Like, I can't think of anywhere else to go right now. I'm so lost. I can't understand why it would let me go over here either if I can't go. Oh no. This is what I never wanted to happen. If anyone does want a backseat game right now, this would be the perfect moment. I've gone over here, right? Because that's the forest. I will look it up in a second. I'm so sorry. But hey, I'm gonna nail this first time. Gotten that jump down. Oh, it's gonna be so obvious, isn't it, one time? I think so a bit. Give me 2 seconds. Perhaps I just have to go. Oh my god. Okay. Did I just not? Okay. I see where I need to go now. Okay. We're back on track. There was one place that I didn't go. That I should have done, and I remember seeing it now that I see it again. I think it's just mean because there's this thing that tells you that you're going to a new area, but then there's actually one down here. I remember seeing this earlier. I completely forgot about it. Oh yeah, if I do this, do I... No, I don't sink. We're back on track. We're back on track, my darlings. I wonder if I'm not sure if I'm probably about halfway through the game, judging by what I just looked at. So I suppose it's up to people if I've still got quite a bit of time left of streaming today. Um, it depends what people want, if they would like me to try a different game or continue with this. Upside down water. I think that just the choices of color palette in each of the different zones are so unique and also vibrant. Yeah. Oh. And also the fact that the depression one seems to be at the base of everything, I think is also quite telling. All the tears flow down. It's so pretty. I think it's so many canvases, just like every one of these, like where it zooms out is just another piece, like full piece of art. Like you could just paint that, put it on a canvas, and tell me that that was what it was made for, and that would make sense to me. And essentially having to make an entire vernissage expo- like, exposition of exhibit of art just for a video game, I think is insane and wonderful. Um, and to kind of have the vision to make it a game as well is also amazing. So I still don't know how they did the animations for this game, but however they did, works fantastically. Because I think it's digital art rather than done by hand, unlike Cuphead's art. Cuphead's art was done by hand and then scanned, I think. But I believe that this was all done digitally, which doesn't take away from its beauty, obviously, but just different ways to do it. I need to go up first. I see the little red birds. Why? Oh, they're in them. Yes, I have played Hollow Knight. I probably will be taking advantage of Silk Song's release. I probably will be playing Silk Song on the will be streaming Silk Song on the weekend it comes out. Because why not take advantage of that? It's been forever that we've waited. Um, I have to admit, I'm definitely not as invested in Silk Song as other people are or have been. Uh, it took me a while to finish Hollow Knight. Actually, wait, I don't think I've finished Hollow Knight yet, but I'm pretty far through. Um, I didn't realize that those were also hand-drawn and scanned. But that is definitely something that I would like to play, and I'm looking forward to playing. Oh, Hello. I don't recall this. Oh, I have to be... That's fair. I it's for sure a difficult time at the moment. How did I just not place that in the right spot? No. Can I just do... Oh, okay, I can just do that. That works. Yeah, no, that's fair. It's been a long time. I think even just like watching the trailers and things, the release trailers or teasers, sometimes I feel like is enough. I don't want like sometimes I'm like I don't even want to know what the mechanics are or what it looks like because I just want to be surprised by whatever is given to me. And I'll admit it's not too many games that I've managed to play fully blind, but I wish that I had played more completely blind. Oh, okay. Oh. Um, wait, what? Oh, wait. I have to go. I'm a little uncertain. Okay, I have an idea. Who knows if it's the correct idea, but we'll give it a go. Now I've got to get over here quick enough. Voila! Genius. I'm glad I get to play at least a bit of a puzzle game. Probably not as puzzle as I'm used to, but... and the only real puzzle I've struggled on is how to get to the next zone, which is probably the more embarrassing thing to get stuck on. But it happens. The risks of streaming a game. You risk being bad at it. Oh, we're swimming now. That's kind of a goofy animation, but I love it. I assume it's kind of taken inspiration from like Gris. If you see something plunging into the dark, I think it's probably best not to follow it, but we're going to, because this is a video game. Gotta find 4 more. The way back. There. I also quite like games like this that very often just kind of work in the same way as like a Metroidvania, is that they add like movement mechanics or abilities and then find ways to like interact them, see how they interact together to come up with new puzzles or movement. It's kind of satisfying just to mess around with the different mechanics and realize that's what you were meant to do it the whole time. Hmm. Gotta find a way up. Oh, okay. And like that, so you find the red birds to use as your boost. As you've been taught. And I think you take it for advantage of like when you've grown up playing video games or things like that, that so I meant to go that's oh okay. You kind of learn to pick up on the unspoken rules of video games, and if you were to hand someone like something, they'll just miss something that you'd find completely obvious. Oh, oops. I did not do dash at the right time. Which is, I think, why like a lot of people complain about tutorials nowadays. Is because for us, people who have grown up with video games or have played a lot of the things that tutorials tell you, oh, for goodness sake, you're not paying attention. I thought it was to the left. There's a lot of stuff we do know, but now mechanics in video games are built upon decades of like what is now assumed knowledge. And if new people want to join in, they have to be taught all of that length of time of mechanics that people who have played games are just assumed to everyone knows. Not go down. Not yet, at least. The way back up. Hmm. Seems like there's a way from up top to get down there. This is rather mirrored. And I have 100% lost where I am. Okay, found myself. Do I need to come back to this? There's no way through. Oh, right, I can go through there. Apparently. I'm not sure what dictates what I can and can't go through sometimes. Oh, it's the reflection. I see now. Literally just a reflection at the top. I kind of got through that by brute forcing it, but the walls that were open were the ones that were open on the top. Oh. And I'm not sure if this is way to the next bit or. Oh. Oh my god, wait. How? Are there like birds somewhere that I'd have to collect to be able to do that? I'm not going to spend that much time trying to figure out how to get the singular bit out of the collectible, which I think probably are important to the story, so to speak, but what happens if I go T here and go this way? Get wrecked. Outsmarted. Turtle. Gonna help guide us into the dark. See, we all need support sometimes to guide us and light us through the dark moments. Even if it's in the shape of some sort of turtle. That apparently just retreats. I'll probably finish this section and then call it for today. And judging by this being our mother, that stream's going right. I think I'm about to call it off, but thanks for popping. Well, call a day, but thank you for popping in. Hope your day is going well and continues to go well. Where to go? Where do I go? Can I go? I just swim up this? Yes. And there we go. I think that's the end of this section. And once we've seen the lovely little animation and colour being thrown back into the world, I think I'll call that a day. I think also the statues of the mother have been becoming clearer as well as we're seeing clearer. Oh. That is probably the most beautiful scene that we've seen. I'll get back to the hub, I think, and then I think that should take just back until time, unless this just takes us back to the hub immediately. But I think it takes a bit of time. Who knows? Oh, hey again. I think we're learning something. I'm really happy to hear. Lurkers are always appreciated. If there are any more lurkers in there, your support is really appreciated. And I'm glad that I can help you in any way that I can. Oh, I think birds might be back. No, I'll keep on doing my best. I want to continue helping people. Oh, it's an eel this time. Never mind, it's not a bird. Whee! But it's a friendly eel. It's chasing us in the right direction, you know. Oh. It just gets a little close. It hasn't learned about personal space just yet. They're still learning. We need to help them learn. Don't bite people who don't want to be bitten. I don't actually have, like, proper control over the character. Let's just take me out of the moment a tiny bit. Whee! Oh, now there's loads of tiny ones. Oh, okay. Jellyfish. Okay, that's really pretty. Beautiful lighting. And the lights will guide us home. Eventually. I wonder if like someone has made like the full map of this game in like one single piece. Because I'd quite like to see if everything actually connects the way it does, or if there is a bit of video game magic going on with the layout. Like, I don't know if everyone's like, especially the original Dark Souls game was one of the first ones that made me, one of the main games that made me think, oh my god, this map is so well laid out. Like, everything comes back together, and if I'd paid attention, I would have realized that. And that is obviously just one big interconnected map, and I wonder if this is the same, or if this has a bit of funky, not quite so real logic going on. Real geography, I should say. And obviously it's a bit more complicated as the map does change slightly with... Oh, Jesus. No one saw that? I should have expected it. It's going to take me a little bit to recover from that one. That's a fun little change that I've noticed on HRT, that I don't know whether it's placebo or not, but I get jump scared way more easily than I used to. And it's frustrating, I'll admit. No! The turtle is back to save us. We're okay. We have friends. I mean, the turtle very much could symbolize a friend. I think I'm going through a depression. We always need our support and human connections. Thank you, turtle. Who knows if this is the right way? Oh. Yeah. What a good friend. He guides us through tough times and comes save us. We're being chased by our own demons, our own shadows. I wonder. I don't know if they're gonna bring back the after image thing, because they just kind of used that twice and then we're done with it. I don't know if that will come back. Oh no, testing my memory with lighting. How dare you? In general, I have a pretty good sense of direction and like memory for visual stuff like this. I'm not as good as remembering names is awful, but you can put me in like a new town or like a new place I've never been, and as long as I've walked the streets, I can remember where most things are, where I've been, and the route I've taken. I remember like being with some people who kind of live in the city, and I'm there in the first time. I'm like, where are we going? Oh, we're going there. Well, it's not this way. You need to go other direction. I wonder if there's like there's not, but it just takes me back. Oh, that's a wall. I keep on forgetting that I can swim up the waterfalls because they don't quite look as if you should be able to. You can't swim up all of them. 100%. The delay between the lights is like just a tiny bit like frustratingly too long. I also have not found like any of the secrets at all on this level, but that's okay. Oh, yep. We're not playing. Okay. Yeah. I think it's one of those things where you don't it's one of those skills that you can kind of assume that everyone just has if you have it, which obviously is not true, and you've got to be aware that for other people it's not quite like that. But when it's like just something that is seems so intuitive for you, your brain just kind of works in that way. Um, you've got to be careful not to get frustrated at others who do not work in the same way. And you see, now I meant to go up to that one that I missed, and the difficult jump that I was doing and failed at probably was not meant to be able to do, because look, now we've revealed like the, I don't know, the reflection world, ghost world. Look, there's just a nice thing you can walk along. At least now I know I can do it. Oh, but no, I think there's one stage, and then like I think there's two stages left really. Um, yeah, so I didn't have to struggle trying to do that jump forever, but you know, maybe if I want to speed run it, that'll be a tap. I'm not going to speed run this. But, I think, yeah, exactly. Um, I think it. I grew up. I have a very vivid memory of one time in my teachers, and I was a kid. Do your best not to be late, but yeah, it can happen. But I have a vivid memory of when I was in what we call junior school. I can't remember if it's, I think I was in year six, so I'd have been about 10. And my teacher probably shouldn't have reacted in this way, but we were doing some maths issues, like maths problems, and I found it reasonably easy, and some of my class struggled, which is normal. And so the teacher was like, oh, well, most people are struggling, so we'll spend a bit more time on this. And me being a little impatient, wanting to learn more, I kind of stood up in a childish way and was like, but miss, this is really easy. And obviously, that was not the right thing for me to do. And the way my teacher acted afterwards was probably not the best either, but because it did kind of traumatize me in a way. But she kind of singled me out, like took me to the front of the class, and told me that I was being very arrogant, which I was. I did need to be kind of explained that that process of everyone kind of struggles and is good at different things. But yeah, she kind of just called me arrogant, made me sit facing the wall in front of the entire class, and yeah, not a fun day for little me, for little Fiona. But definitely made me think about that in a way. Um, but yeah, sometimes teachers got to do what teachers got to do, I guess, and they're human too. They can make mistakes and possibly overreact. But I'll admit, I was a little Watson and did need to be told something, so it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. Um, education is. I'm not educated enough on the subject to know what the solution is, but different people learn in different ways, and tests obviously only test for one real skill of memorization and recollection. A bit of problem solving when you get further, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I did have other teachers at the time that, well, a teacher a year before of who did give me extra work when I finished it early, and when I got a bit older into secondary school, the teacher would help get me to help other students that were having difficulties, which I think definitely helped. Um, but it was a it was an important message to get across, that somewhat I needed to be modest and understanding and empathetic of others, but definitely could have been done in a better way that didn't traumatize me. Um, but yeah, I think it's difficult. I can't claim to know enough to know what the solution to better education is, other than there needs to be improvements to be made, in regards to quite a few things. But I'm not educated enough on the subject to be able to talk about it. Hopefully leave that to people who do know what they're talking about. But as for me, thank you for joining me with this beautiful game. Um, I will have a think of whether we continue it and finish it, or if we try something else next stream. But um, until then, thank you for watching. No video this week, but I have an idea of what the next video is going to be about. Next couple of videos actually, but I won't give too much away. I think oh really, yeah, education reform all over. Fingers crossed it will be soon, but yeah, we'll leave it at that. For now, thanks for joining. I hope that you'll have a lovely day, night, morning, whatever time it is where you are, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.